Sunday, June the 21st, 2026, I posted Anachronism 5105 called Biding Time to the Anachronisms blog. There's nothing worse, and I do it well, halting everything, including the movement of time until I'm to a particular goal that must be achieved before I can even move, like stalling until a paycheck arrives in my hands and it's cashed. When there's no cash on hand, won't be for weeks, and no bank will even have me as a customer. That's what I'd call biding time. A lot of unknowns, which creates an even more intense inability to move, to literally move, much less make any necessary arrangements that might make things go smoothly and more quickly once the check is in hand, or even before. It's just a stasis. You're a mannequin living alone, immobile, asexual, unable to leave the apartment, even refusing to get out of bed unless you have to pee. There's nothing to eat, a life event that taken by itself would insist upon such a stasis, but is usually, of course, accompanied by a few others, like, once again, the lack of cash, of any credit, of any place to get a meal. Or it's stifling hot. You've nothing to stir the air in whatever place you are lucky enough to be existing, and it is humid. And the forecast says this will transpire for a duration, or it's pouring sheets of rain for days, say, and you've no umbrella or anything with which to protect yourself from the onslaught, or you've bummed up your knee by trying to clean the dead cockroaches off the top of your closet in your tiny apartment, hopping up upon the sink to do so. You've no bathroom, no stove, just a sink and a closet and a bed and maybe a desk. And you turn yourself in just such a way that you fall in a twist or a split second before intended and hit the floor, and there's such a sharp pain in your knee that you are sure that you've broken your leg, but it's just a sprain. Yet you can't walk up or downstairs or even upon a sidewalk without a whole lot of trouble, hopping on one foot, stopping to rest every chance you get. So why bother? Or if you're ill or recovering from surgery, say, or have a case of COVID that you're pretty sure you will live through, only that doesn't belong in this category because it's the kind of rest that feels deserved, that feels right, even good. And so there's no guilt to accumulate just for staying in bed for a week or two. And then there's depression. Simple, easy to ascertain. You're down, and you're going to stay down until you're not, which will likely be a duration. And we might as well say we've gotten to the root of it all, the root of all evil even, until you get to your next paycheck. It simply cannot be helped, and sometimes you're unsure of the general time frame when the money will even arrive. That check may not even be an assured thing, and if that's the case, one must avoid the stasis if one has the willpower to do so, because there are urgent matters that require movement, a plan to procure some cash. So if you have not resigned into it, biding must be avoided until money can be definitively and with confidence expected. So let's say rather that you expect some promise or earned money will arrive on some assured date at a time at which one can be sure, or as sure as possible about such things. And so it is coming in a week, 2 weeks, a month then. What is there to do but bend time? To force oneself into that timeless stasis that mostly involves sleep, or staring at walls until you're able to sleep for as long as is humanly possible, or mindlessly playing games on an electronic device, should you have a working one. And you do this until the day arrives when you get that cash, until you recover from the surgery or that bum knee becomes operational without too much extra assistance. It is then that you can, at least for the length it takes you to find yourself in another similar predicament, snap out of it. You can find a bit of contentment and perhaps even happiness, some focus. You can remain alert enough to get things accomplished. You can stay awake, be okay, at least for now. The time will surely come soon enough when you must transport yourself once again into your time-bending stasis. When you must, until some specific moment in a future that if you have enough determination, you can bring that moment closer much faster by, as they say, biding your time.